Hi, it's me, Reidy, and welcome to a one-off Beat the First Man stroke Mind Aid 2021 special. What is Mind Aid, I hear you ask? Reidy, what's Mind Aid? Well, you're about to find out. It's a selection of 19 musical artists who've come together to produce something absolutely beautiful, raise awareness and raise some much needed funds for some charities as well. So guys, what are we waiting for? Let's head on over. Here's when Reidy met Mind Aid 2021. So welcome to a Beat the First Man stroke Mind Aid 2021 special. What the hell am I talking about? Well, it's probably not for me to talk about, but before we start, let's introduce you to some of the faces on screen. There is a man in my top right hand corner who you may recognise, young Jordan, the most drummery looking drummer in the world from Arcade State. Jordan, how are we?
I'm fucking brilliant, man. How are you?
Very well. It's not a PG show, so feel free to swear. It's not a problem. We'll go around the others quickly, Jordan, because people know you are. So we've got the affectionately known as on Twitter and on her Zoom handle, Kimbo. Kimbo, how are we?
I'm good, thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
No, pleasure to have you on. Big Aberdeen fan, the first Aberdeen fan we've had on the show.
Well, I'm not surprised by that, to be fair, by the performance recently, but hey.
Coming down to my bottom left, we've got Paula, the busiest woman on Twitter by miles, and the fact that she's just sung Stuart Dallas's praises for the last 10 minutes, she's already one of my top people on this show now.
And representing Northern Ireland as well, and Lottie.
And she brilliantly said situation earlier in a Northern Irish accent, which can't be beaten. Coming further across, young Simon, who I know I said I wouldn't direct any questions at you, but I have to say, how are you, Simon, if nothing else?
All right, thank you. Yes.
Good. And
Nervous.
A big Cambridge United fan, no less.
I am, for my sins.
I now know two, you and Max Rushton.
Yeah, you met Max, have you?
No, I've just met him on the telly.
No, nor have I. I've been to like countless games with him, but I've never met him.
And last but not least, no, it is not a Mexican wrestler. The man affectionately known on Twitter as, and I will quote, Pop Star Daily.
Yeah.
Your words.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's
so
me.
Dale, how are we?
I'm very well. Am I the first ever Kilmarnock fan to be on?
Oh, by a mile.
Nice one.
I'd go as far to say you might be the only one we'll ever have on, Dale.
Well, yep.
Because he is the only one.
Well, somebody's got to do it. It's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it.
The greatest pies in British football.
Well, that's what they say, and that's just the fans they're talking about.
So let's get started. So Jordan, I know you said you wanted someone else to take the talking, but let's face it, you did set this all up. So what's it all about, mate?
Well, it was my idea, and everybody pitched in equally once the idea was there. So I'm not going to take all the credit for it, but it was my initial idea. Effectively, it is the Band-Aid song, but we've put a mental health spin on it, so we can raise some awareness around that, and we've called it Mind Aid. So we have around, I think it's 19 artists, bands and solo artists performing on this track, and yep, it's pretty special.
Okay, so going around the screen, and I'm just interested how each of you got involved. So obviously Jordan had the initial idea as such. How did you all get involved? How did you come to be part of it? What part have you played in it? Far away. The floor is yours. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first.
Go, Kimbo.
So I think I'd seen it on Twitter, obviously. I think it came off the back of a post from Moby for In Your Ears Music, because they were looking for Christmas songs, and it was about like the deadline for Christmas songs to get them in. So, and then Jordan commented like Band-Aid, and then it was like, oh, there's an idea. So everybody just started pitching in after that and getting involved. So I've done a bit of singing in a previous life, cover bands and stuff. So I was like, oh, I'd like to do this. And then after that, it just like grew arms and legs. Loads of people just jumped on it. Jordan started a WhatsApp group with everybody, including like all the artists. I think is there 19 artists maybe, and then we've got all the Twitter legends, radio DJs, etc. So from there, it was just Joe Adamar got involved to produce it as well. So we all had to like sing the song. And I think I've said this on an earlier podcast, but I literally sang the song about 20 to 30 times in my house just before I plucked up the courage to send it in, because there's all these amazing people on it. And I was like, I'll give it a bash, to send it in. And then Joe had the task of breaking it all down and figuring out who got which part and everything like that. So a huge shout out to Joe, because he's been amazing.
And just to say, Kimbo deserves to be there, and she isn't out of place. Just to say that.
Thank you, Jordan. Brilliant. I was meant to do it with sing with my little brother, but he got unwell, so I couldn't record it with him in the studio. So I was like, in the bathroom, in the kitchen. Where's the best place to do it? But it's been amazing to be part of, and like Jordan said, it's all about raising awareness for mental health. But I'll pass on to somebody else.
Go for it, Paula.
Well, I obviously have no musical talent at all, so thankfully you will be pleased to know I am not any way part of the singing at all. But as you know, I like the crack, so I saw it all unfold, obviously on Arcade States, and just the banter between different people, and it grew legs, and I thought, well, I want to be involved in that, so I want to be at the sidelines looking in to see it all develop, and hopefully be a bit of a cheerleader and get the message out there. So whilst I mightn't have sung on it, I'm very much involved in, I'm very much behind the project. And honestly, it's been really, really nice. I've said it before, it's been really nice to watch it all unfold, and different people's ideas, different people's what they put into it. And as Kimberly has said, like Joe just puts it together like a magician. So it's really exciting, really good thing to be involved in. So yeah.
And I can back your cheerleader thing, because I think the day it was announced for people to follow the Twitter account, I went on and followed it and made a reply. And within seconds, you were back saying, you're going to be so excited by this. You're going to love this. And literally.
I'm addicted to Twitter.
Yeah. Really?
I do have a life outside as well, but no, honestly, you have to get behind it, like what the guys themselves have done. And, does need people to get out there and listen to it, and the message as well. So everyone's going to be buzzing to hear it.
Yeah, can't wait.
Can I just say, for the people like Paula and Simon who didn't perform or sing on the track, who feel like they have no place, they definitely have a place. They've been super supportive behind the track. Everybody had a hand in suggesting and creating the lyrics for it, because obviously we changed the lyrics to be more relevant with mental health. They all pitched in, they've all been supportive, and they've all got behind the track. So they are just equally as important as everybody else.
Well said. Good lad. Simon, that leads us beautifully onto you.
Isn't it? I kind of just saw, I think, it was Arcade State's tweet, and I was like, yeah, okay, I might have a look at that. And I sort of forgot about it, but I talk with Arcade State quite a lot on Twitter, and I was like, oh, actually, do you know what? Let me get involved. And basically, I just send supportive gifts and emojis. So that's my role in it, I think.
You set up the Twitter account?
You set up the Twitter account?
Oh, and I set up the Twitter account. Yeah, I did do that. But yeah, it's just amazing watching it work. It's like, if you've watched that Beatles Get Back, it's like that, but in a WhatsApp chat. It's amazing. Sort of like it's creative minds coming together, bouncing off each other, and then the final version will be out, well, today or however many days ago, whenever this goes live. So yeah, it's amazing.
Excellent. And last but not least, Dale?
Well, again, just kind of scrolling about on Twitter, Jordan and I, along with Kieran, often have a bit of a laugh, chatting to each other, and he's like, look at this, man, you won't believe this is actually growing arms and legs, like. And I was like, all right, I'm up for it as well, why not, let's go crazy. And I was really loving it, right, until it all started going. And I don't know, Kimbo, if you might agree with me in this one. I was like, cool, so set up my microphone to sing and whatever, and then I was like, oh my god, what key is this in? This is a nightmare. And it was so, and my poor wife, who's working from home, is just having me screaming in the back.
I've got the best outtakes of Dale ever, and they will be released. They will be released.
They'll come back to haunt you, Dale.
They will, but I think my best outtake was when I tried to belt out the Bono line and I went, well, tonight, thank God, fuck this. This is.
You literally said,
fucking trying that again. But yeah, so that was my inclusion. I went on and made a disaster of singing it, and then, but honestly, as the guys have kind of alluded to, being part of it has been really great fun because I'm fairly new to the music community myself. So it's been so lovely having everyone's support and feeling like you're part of something's really, really great. So yeah, absolutely fantastic.
I think, Dale, as well, you were one of the first to mention actually changing it over for mental health lyrics, if I remember correctly.
I didn't want to take all the credit.
Yeah,
there,
well,
you were mentioned in the last podcast for that, Dale. So you've been given
was it? Right,
let's
all get our story straight.
Can I just say as well, Dale is also like for being part of this because he's also doing his own Christmas song. Mm-hmm. So to have the two things going on at the same time. So we're going for Christmassy. We're going for Christmas number 1 and 2. Don't care what order it's in, but download, purchase and buy Dale's single, Lucifer's Christmas. And I've had a wee sneak peek and it is fucking brilliant, man.
I will, when this is finished and I've finished watching Leeds later, I will retweet your Christmas single out as well, Dale, to push it out.
Oh, thank you very much.
No problem at all, my friend.
But we're not here to talk about me.
We're not, but you're such a
unless
lovely
you want to, you know, I mean, we can.
It's quite funny, though, Jordan, because there's a lot of talk about the music community. And I think when you guys came on the show way back, when I first started this out, one of the things every band that comes on our show says that the Twitter music community is absolutely brilliant and everyone works with each other. There's no bitchiness. There's no fighting with each other. It's just everyone's in it together.
100%. Everybody's in it together. It's all love. There's like no hate. Everybody just gets on. Everybody backs each other and supports each other and shares everybody's stuff. It's no like, it doesn't feel like a competition. It feels like everybody just wants everybody to do well.
And I think highlighted more than ever, and I know it's not connected to this, but Dictator winning that award on Saturday, the love for Dictator, oh my God, was unbelievable. I mean, brilliant. I felt proud. I felt like their dad. I felt that proud that they won it. All I've done is have them on the show. But, you know, the love that they got from people was just amazing. It was just so good to see. It really was.
But I think
we did try and get Dictator on this.
Did you?
But they were a bit busy, so we'll forgive them. They are brilliant lads who produce brilliant music and they thoroughly deserve that award. So big love to Dictator for that.
And even they do their own things for, you know, their own particular charities as well, you know, their charity t-shirts and they get behind the charities. So, you know, I think, as you say, like the community is, you know, it really is a community. So, and supportive and just reaching out and, you know, the amount of band tweets that I actually say, you know, if you're struggling with things, you know, drop us a DM and, you know, and you can tell that they genuinely mean it as well. Yeah. So really is a great community.
No, it's brilliant.
It's just the essence of like what we've all lived through the past 18 months. Like we've all been there for each other. You know, there's never been a time like, you know, if you're awake in the middle of the night or whatever, there's always somebody to speak to. And that's just, you know, what we're kind of saying about the single, really. The lyrics are all about, you know, checking on your friends, and especially this kind of time that's going to be really difficult for people. So it's a beautiful thing. It's pretty special.
Yeah, no, I think it's amazing, and that's one of the reasons I've really tried to get behind it and try and support it. And every tweet that comes out, bar last night when you stole my golden question by putting out, guess who sung the Bono line? I was fuming. I had to turn my notifications off. So who has sung the Bono line? Because I've not looked.
Well, when does this go out?
Saturday morning.
I know the answer to this. Can I say it?
Yes, Simon.
Go on, Simon.
Yes.
Go on, Simon.
Dove and Miller.
Right.
Correct.
There we go. I shall listen out for them doing the famous Bono line, but obviously with a twist. So
Like that.
we'll come on to the chorus. We will come on to the chorus in a minute. And there's a reason I've not mentioned the chorus, because that is the one bit that you've released so far, is the lines from the chorus. But there's a reason I've not mentioned it, and we will come on to it. But because it's Beat the First Man, it wouldn't be Beat the First Man without some stupid questions. So I'm going to start the other way around. Dale,
Yes.
you can invite one person to join Mind Aid. Who are you inviting?
Oh, that is a good question. I'm going to say I would like to invite Rihanna on.
Any particular reason, Dale?
I just fancy having a pint with Rihanna. I think we'd have a great laugh together, me and Vivi. And and I've got a few fashion items I want to pitch to her. And me and Vivi would just have a great laugh. I would take her down the pub, down in Shawlands in Glasgow, and we'd just have a good. We might go to a wee karaoke booth, and we'd just have a great laugh, me and Vivi. I would like to get her to try Buckfast, and I would love to watch her face if she first tries Buckfast. That's my kind of task in life. Feed
Rihanna and Buckfast.
Tried it already. She videoed one of her videos over here in a farmer's field.
That's
just
right.
Outside Belfast, so she's maybe tried it already, because I think she was up in Belfast videoing part of it as well.
Paula, am I right in saying that that the farmer came out and kicked her off the field because she was bloody wearing her? She was only in a bloody bra, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
She was like, "Get off my land, you fucking harlot, you!" Aye.
Yeah. That would be true.
Graceful behaviour from Northern Irish farmers.
So, Simon, if you could put any musical artist you wanted in this band, who would you put in?
I don't know. I think I put. Do you know what? I love Fife Dangerfield. I'd love to have his voice on this. He is like my man crush. His voice, his looks. So I'd get him involved if I could.
You can have whoever you want. It's your choice, Simon.
I'm going with Fife then. Thank you.
No problem. Paula, you've got a list probably as long as about 10 of our arms of people now.
Well, I'm going for a different approach in that I will go for somebody who then the public would be interested in. So I'm going to go for a Beatle. I'm going to go for Paul McCartney. And his reach would be also very good. And I am apparently related to him. So there you go. There's like a wee snippet that you don't know.
I tell you, exclusives pouring out.
Yeah.
One of my aunties did a family tree, and apparently he's related to the McCartneys of Macrofelt, and I'm apparently related to them. So there you go.
Oh, well, there we go.
Paula McCartney.
Kimbo?
Oh, well, it's going to have to be Kelly Jones from the Stereophonics, for the simple reason that I would just stare at him. He wouldn't even actually need to sing. Let's be honest.
That's what Dale's for.
Aye.
No, he's got a lovely voice. Yeah, I'll pick him.
He's got a cracking voice, and also a massive Leeds United fan, so he can come in as well, no problem. Jordan, I ask this question to musicians week in, week out about who they'd like to collaborate with, and then they get the choice. They can collaborate, but if they do collaborate, the band folds. Still, the only band who said they would fold if they could collaborate with their artists were Arcade State. The only band who said they would fold. Everyone else said no. You guys, still the only ones. Because I think you said, if memory serves me right, it was Nirvana that you were going to collaborate with, and you said that would have been the dream, and you would just have called it a day the day after.
Yeah, that still stands.
I think, if I remember correctly, Jordan's personal one was Sia as well, wasn't it?
It was, yes, it was Sia. Yeah, what a memory that is.
I watched a few last night, just to sort of get to see again what sort of questions you would ask.
See, that's revision.
I'm kind of sad like that.
So twisting it to football a little bit. So football gets a really bad reputation at times, and rightly so on a lot of things. There's a lot of things about football I can't abide. There's a lot of things about football I love. I think football and mental health could do a lot more together, because I I just look at me personally, and I think when football stopped during that lockdown, suddenly there was a massive, massive void in my personal life, which is stupid. I'm married, I've got kids, I've got everything that you could hope to have. But suddenly I had this huge void where, oh my God, I've got no Leeds United for 3 months or whatever. And there was just nothing. And it was just like, I can't even watch this because they weren't. And it was only then you realise actually how much good football can do. How much more do you think football could do to help in terms of mental health and getting this message out there to people?
I think on a kind of maybe grassroots level is where it should start, and it should always be like we always say that things should be started from the top down, but I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like when, say, a Premiership team or one of the bigger teams says something, it all kind of feels a little bit box ticky. Whereas if you start from the bottom up, talking from like the boys and girls clubs level, and it's always there to talk about, and then it becomes normal, then I feel like then that, we're looking after future generations there. I'm not saying let's forget about the old gens, but I'm just saying it feels to me like if you normalise something at such a young age, then you're onto a winner kind of instantly, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think if you look at clubs
like local teams, you're training with ones for maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You're spending time, you're away on trips with them. So, how much time are you spending with those coaches? And as, Dale did say, they are the ones, they're your role models. They're the ones you would look up to. And you would take more onus of what somebody that you respect says than possibly, like a tagline of a big corporation saying something as well. So definitely, like I would say, from the grounds up, and even even the academies, being from here, that like a lot of talented footballers go over to Leeds or United academies at age 15 and 16, and they're living away from home. And I know you're possibly not a big fan of Man United, but their academy support for their young players is immense, and even like the likes of Leeds as well. So totally. Sorry,
I think
Simon.
there's a lot of like a lot of community support and stuff, because I know with Aberdeen through the pandemic, like the players were, folk were getting in touch with them, and they were actually like ringing people, checking in with people, and that made a massive difference to folk as well, just knowing that that support was there for them, and people turning up on their doorsteps and all of those things. Like, it was really incredible to see that.
Yeah, no, it's heartwarming. And I think, football needs to have a look at itself and think, how can we help more? Because, it definitely can. But as always with Zoom, because it even gives you a little countdown clock as well. And it's horrible. And I'm looking at it on the screen, I could talk for another 20 minutes. But I did say there was a little surprise and a little twist at the end. Now, just quickly, Jordan, the single itself, from what I understand, is free to download. But you're going to be asking people to make donations to a charity instead, rather than people paying for the single.
Yeah, that's correct. The charity is called Tiny Changes, and Kimbo knows a lot more on the charity than me, so I'm going to let Kimbo speak about the charity.
Yeah, so Tiny Changes, it was brought about after the tragic suicide of Scott Hutchinson from Frightened Rabbit, a band here, obviously in Scotland. But he passed away in 2018, and his family started this charity up in 2019. So it's really there for sort of intervention, mainly with kind of younger people to begin with, and sort of support and advice for folk just to come and have a chat and support those people through any kind of struggles that they might have. So that's our aim, really, and it comes from one of the songs, which obviously their song, which is about, well, like, while I'm alive, I'll make tiny changes to Earth. So yeah, it's just back to that sort of music, mental health. So I think it's a great charity that we've picked for this.
Wow, here's my surprise. So the chorus lines, which we spoke about earlier, which I've not mentioned yet, is "See their world, let them know you're here for them." Correct?
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. My invite's obviously been lost in the post, Jordan, so I'm a little bit fuming that I've not been asked to perform on the single. I'm not going to lie. What is my musical expertise? But, I'm sure it'll come.
I sent a pigeon.
So,
you have your window open.
Beat the First Man will donate 20 quid to the cause. However, I ain't doing it for nothing. So I will sing the first line myself, and then you join me and we sing it a second time. So we're going to do 2 lots of See Their World, let them know you're here for them. But I'm putting myself out there and doing one all by myself, despite being a shit singer.
And then we just join in.
You join me for the second one.
Sound man.
Cool.
And I'll donate 20
All of
quid
us.
and beat the first man.
Cool, man.
Right.
I'm up for that. If everybody
Simon,
agrees.
your job, Simon, is to count us in.
Yeah, all right, okay.
We've got this.
Where do we count from?
This
Are
is
you
a big
ready?
moment. I'm a bit nervous.
3, 2, 1, go.
See their world. Let them know you're here for them. See their world.
Let
them know
you're
here
here.
for them.
20 quid coming
20
your
quid,
way.
man.
No problem at all. So last but not least, and most important bit, when's the single out?
So the single is out on the 8th of December officially. It will have a lot of radio plays in between then. And so it's going to be free. So all we're asking for is a donation towards just the Just Giving page for Tiny Changes, and no particular amount, just whatever anybody can afford. 50 pence would do the trick.
No, guys, genuinely, and I mean it, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of an awful lot of people, what you've done is incredible. It's amazing, and I wish you all the success in the world with it. I hope that you're number 1, I hope Dale's number 2, and I hope the Lathams are number 3, and Mariah Carey is 174. If that can play out, I'll be more than happy with that. But genuinely, good luck with all of it. I know how hard you've all worked. I know how much you've all put into it. So to see it all coming together is beautiful. And at 8:30 on Tuesday, we're recording this on Tuesday. So at 8:30 tonight, it gets its first radio play. So I'm sure you'll all look forward to listening to it properly on the radio for the first time this evening.
Yeah. Can I just give a shout out to everybody who's been part of this? I honestly don't know how to pronounce Joe's second name. Is it Adama? Joe Adama?
Adamar.
So Joe mixed, mastered, produced the whole track, and it would have been very difficult considering everyone recorded separately, different locations on different equipment, and he's put that together like a wizard. It sounds excellent. And a shout out just to all the acts that performed on it: Chris James Willows, Mella, Spiral Cities, Sylvie, PG Chialetta, Monza Express, Jen Dixon, Kimbo, Lottie, Silver Ha, Dale, Gracia, Dov, Sam Lambeth, Distant Images, Scoopsy from the US of A, baby, and Arcade, State of Me.
And the only disappointing thing is, Jordan, you could have made it 20 if you'd have sent that invite a bit quicker. But hey, we'll let it go. Guys, genuinely.
I keep kind of eye on them, man.
As I said, I wish you all the luck in the world. This has been an absolute pleasure of a show to do as a one-off special. It really has. I love doing what I do. For me, mentally, it's brilliant. It's a great release for me, what I do. This has been my favourite Zooming In of all time by miles. So, guys, thank you so much for one of the best 40 minutes I've had in some time. Best of luck with the single. And I, for one, on the 8th, will be pressing download. So good luck. And I'm sure I won't speak to you again in person. So before then, Merry Christmas to you all. Have the best 2022 when it gets here. And all the luck in the world.
Thanks
Thank
very
you
much.
so
Thank you for coming on, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
So there we go then. Was that or was not that not one of the best zooming ins we have ever had? Now, you can't leave it there. What you need to do now, when the song comes out on the 8th, go and download it. That is massively important, first of all. That's number one. Number two, you need to donate, okay? Whether it's 50p, whether it's £20, it doesn't matter. I did £20 for a bit of a laugh and a bit of a banter on there. That's done, donated. If it's 50p, you heard Jordan say it, it doesn't matter. All we're saying is, in the words of Bob Geldof, give us your money. Yeah, that's all we want. at the end of the day and to raise awareness. It's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant gesture by these guys that have done this. It's a fantastic song. Go and enjoy it. Help them out and support them by following everything on social media and pushing it all out there. Let's get the message out there, guys. It is okay not to be okay. Mind Aid 2021, you've smashed it. I'm Reidy. I'll be back with Beat the First Man as normal on Thursday. None of that subscribing and liking malarkey this time. This was all about Mind Aid 2021. Thanks for watching and stay safe.